So I would like to start my talk by asking you to imagine in your minds one of the large cities in the developing world. So think about a city like Sao Paulo, a massive city like Mumbai, a massive city like Jakarta. I myself will think of Mexico City, my hometown, which is a massive city, heterogeneous city where more than 20 million people live and dream. Now I want you also to imagine that you're a policymaker in this context, and you have to target some social policy. This means that you have to choose exactly which households will receive this social policy, for example, a cash transfer or an electricity subsidy, and which households will not. Now, how do you do that at such a massive scale and without enough information resources? How do you leverage the power of modern statistical methods from artificial intelligence to do so? And if you incorporate these methods, how do you make sure that systematic biases do not creep into your targeting in a way that disadvantage minorities in your population? So this is not only an enormous challenge, it is also one of the highest relevance throughout the world. And it's a challenge that a group of MIT researchers, including myself, have been working on for the past 2 years, developing technologies to enable fair and efficient targeting for social prosperity. Now, what exactly do we mean by targeted social policies? So targeted social policies are any that target only a subset of the population. So think about anything that targets poverty, anything that targets people that are more likely to migrate due to lack of opportunities in their hometowns. So the largest targeted social policies in the world are cash transfer programs. To give you an idea of how big these things are, if you take the national programs of Mexico and Brazil together, only them cover more than 80 million people. So think about that, 80 million people are their beneficiaries. They distribute more than $8.5 billion every year. That's roughly 25% of the population and 0.3% of the GDP. Now, these things are enormous, but what are their issues? Their issues are that they have exclusion errors of up to 35%. That means that up to 35% of the poor do not get the program. Now, secondly, they also have inclusion errors of more than 35%. That means that among the people that do receive the program, only 35% of them shouldn't, according to the program rules. Thirdly, we have also found disparities across subpopulation. That means that different subpopulations, such as between urban and rural households, are differentially excluded from the program. So, in this context of high exclusion errors, high inclusion errors, and potential disparities, is that we strive to provide technologies to enable targeting systems that are fair, targeting systems that are accurate, targeting systems that are efficient, and targeting systems that are transparent. Now, how do we do so? Well, we do so by putting together the cutting edge of available data, from household surveys to satellite and street view images. We do so that putting together cutting-edge statistical mechanisms from artificial intelligence, but we do so critically, putting them together in a decision support platform that is for non-technical experts. Why? Because people might not understand the mathematical background of the solutions, but those are exactly the experts that do understand the social context, the policy goals, and the budgetary constraints of these systems. So, we are happy to announce that we have had very outstanding results recently. For instance, in countries like Colombia and in countries like Costa Rica, we've shown that you can increase coverage of these programs by up to 15% without increasing budget, or you can reduce expenditure by 15% without reducing coverage of these systems. So we're talking about millions of people and billions of dollars here. So because of these outstanding results, we are also proud to announce that we are working formally with the governments of 2 first countries in which we are implementing these systems to bring these benefits to reality. Now, the real question here and the real motivation here is to tell you that we want to hear from you. We want to hear how these technologies might bring impact in your context. So if you're interested to learn more about it, please come talk to us at our booth over there in the right, and thank you all for your attention.